was 5 a.m. A black Mercedes-Benz 22OS drove ruthlessly and almost carelessly through the biting air of the dark morning fog. At the wheel of the car was Tunde, an equally dark young man in his late 20s. Normally, he would be sleeping by this time, but today, Tunde was on the wheel. The white shirt he wore swayed from left to right, same as the car, as Tunde tried to dodge as many potholes as he could. And the road from Ibadan to Lagos was far from smooth. The passenger seat was empty, but on the owner's seat was a huge man dressed in an enveloping agbada. His dark brownish face now all puffed up out of proportion to a small bullet-like head on which a small white hat sat.
"Faster, Tunde, faster,"
the man said in a tired metallic voice as he leaned forward to grasp the driver's seat.
"I'm going 80, sir."
Tunde replied flatly.
"You can go 100.
The man said, and this time he made sure that Tunde sensed that he was getting angry. Soon he relaxed as he felt the car gather more speed, and then he closed his fleshy eyes and mentally went through the plan for his escape.
Straight to Adeleke Street, change, grab a fast motor launch, and into a ship bound for Bassa.
It was the only way. All other ways were too risky. Just a few hours earlier, he had been putting up a large Christmas tree in the sitting room of his mansion at Ibadan when the telephone rang. His wife had said it was for him. In the most reluctant manner, he disengaged himself from the admiring eyes of his 3 children.
"Yes, Chief Allah on the line. Speak to me,"
he said in the same unpleasant tone he always used to show displeasure to his colleagues.
"Yeah?
But before long,
What?
he was filled with SARS and
sir.
yes SARS,
Oh, okay, sir. Yes, sir.
and that was it.
Yes, sir. Okay,
He must leave
sir.
Ibadan immediately if he
sir.
still valued his freedom,
Okay, sir.
or stay
Yes, sir.
and be arrested.
Tunde.
The police were looking for him, and without thinking twice, he chose the road. Plans had already been made for him, and all he had to do was memorize the directions. And so, here he was, with his driver on a cold Christmas morning, fleeing from the country in which he had lived all his life. Chief Ola, the great financier, one of the biggest business magnates, now a fugitive. The 50-mile signpost flashed by. Now only 38 more miles to go. Suddenly, the shrill tune of the police sirens filled the air, urgent and instant, rising and falling like a mini generator going off. Instinctively, Tunde slowed down, waiting for further instructions from his master. But for the first time in his life, Ola felt panic. It came from the very marrow of his bones, biting his stomach, turning his legs and joints to rubber. He was sweating from his forehead, drenching his buba, and at this point, unable to speak.
Tunde, we are saved. Tunde, we are saved. We are saved.
He thought to himself as the police car drove by.
It's not for me. They are going. They are passing. They are passing. They are passing. They are passing.
As he gathered more courage to tell Tunde to speed up, the sound of a speeding car barking sounded loud and near. Again, grasping the driver's seat, he could see the police reversing. The police were turning back.
Tunde, turn right. Tunde, turn right. Turn right. Turn right. Tunde, turn right. Turn right. Turn right. They're coming back.
They were
They're
coming
back.
for him.